Hey Aussie gamers, Luke1 here, and today I'll be taking a look at the recent release game called Never Alone. As you can see on the screen, it says there Kizuna Inichuna. Now that's probably pronounced very incorrectly, but what that translates to is I am not alone, or never alone, as the game's name suggests. Never Alone is a first of its kind video game that reflects the traditions and values of the Alaskan Native people. In Australia, it bears resemblance to what we call the Aboriginal Dreamtime, basically a storytelling of how things came to be and what happened during those times. Gloria O'Neill, President and CEO of Cook Inlet Tribal Council, says, "We view Never Alone as an invitation to go on a journey that combines engaging, entertaining gameplay with our rich Alaska Native mythology and culture at its heart." Which brings me to my point of saying that Never Alone is a nice mashup of the popular game Limbo as well as that other popular game, Journey. The art styles used in the cutscenes of Never Alone are quite distinct and very powerful, and tell the message that they're trying to tell quite well and get it across easily without any confusion. The art style is quite nice. It kind of resembles something like a cave painting, and they're short and concise.
Ano hulak pa sili sunira kana chokunni tabra ni beak siagarolo ayungitcho payagniulekso.
Never Alone is a fairly basic side-scrolling platformer where you generally run from the left-hand side of the screen to the right, navigating puzzles, jumps, hurdles, and being chased as well, as you can see by the polar bear. You play as Nuna, the young girl that you can see on the screen there, who's jumping over those holes. And you can also switch between playing between Nuna and a fox. Now the fox will come into the game shortly, you can see him in the background there. Now using a button on your controller you can switch between the two characters. This is a mechanic used by the game to make you work out how to do puzzles where one character can't do something, the other one can. Now this is the part where the game first introduces the co-op mode. Unfortunately, it's only couch co-op. There's no online co-op that I could find or that I know of. We're introduced very early into a new mechanic that I don't see very often, which is the wind. It shows you how you need to brace when the gusts of wind come so you don't get blown back and forth and so on. You'll come across these spirits that pop up throughout the majority of the game. They're somehow connected to the fox and they'll follow him and wherever he goes. You'll often use the fox to use the controls and to get them to move and things like that. This is basically a staple for the game's platforming sections. Now if you're anything like me, you will die a lot, and sometimes it will be your fault. Most of the time, however, it will be the AI's fault. Now of course I must make mention about the game's look. The aesthetics are beautiful, the colour palettes, the animations, the graphics are really nice for a side-scrolling game. I can't fault it in this area, I can't fault it in too many areas actually. If I was going to talk about some of the negatives, it would probably only be some slight little minor bugs that I encountered with the AI, such with the fox dying when it wasn't my fault and me being stuck with a death. But that's nothing big. If I was going to talk about some other things like, the game doesn't change very much. It's really just a side-scrolling platformer. But in saying that, it doesn't get old because it is only a 3-hour game thereabouts. So you will be enjoying your time if you do enjoy these types of games. I recommend it. I'd probably give it somewhere around a 7 out of 10 for my experiences. It does look great, it plays great, and it's got a really good story behind it. It's got heart, it's got feeling, it's got all of the above. Now there's a lot of things that I didn't show you in this video because I didn't want to spoil anything, but if you have the extra coin, about $20 on the Australian store, you can get it on the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 and PC. I do recommend picking up this game. I don't think you will be disappointed. Thank you everybody for listening. My name is Luke One and I'm for Aussie Gamers Express. You can find us on YouTube, just search for Aussie Gamers Express. We're on Facebook, www.facebook.com/AussieGamers2012, or you can listen to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher or TuneIn Radio or any other podcast provider worth its weight in gold. Thank you.